what's going on the YouTube? It's SEO020 representing JVS. This is my review for episode 7 of the 4th season of The Flash, Therefore I Am, or from the wording, I think therefore I am. And I think that was a perfect title because we finally get to understand who DeVoe is, how he got his name, how he was created. And I gotta say, I'll say off rip, this was the best episode this season. Like, I already say that I give this episode 9.5 out of 10. I actually really enjoyed this episode because they went away from this comedic light tone and gave me something of substance, gave me something to rally behind. Like, okay, all right, now that I know, this isn't just somebody floating around, in this kind of like hover chair, but actually is a real threat. And the way that they did it and positioned it was very well, because initially I was kind of like looking at, his assistant, who I thought was his assistant, come to find out it's his wife, and how devious and how destructive she is. And they literally worked together to make him who he is. And I think that the callbacks and the flashback moments were very well acted, very well executed. Dope callback from the original Harrison Wells, who actually was, not Zoom, but the Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne. And it was interesting because, when, Barry left to go take care of the guy that stole the thing from Iris, I remember that from the first season. But what was interesting is that Harrison Wells, or the Reverse Flash, realized who DeVoe was. It's like, I'm a lover of your work, because he knows in the future what he's truly capable of and what he's eventually going to be as an enemy of the Flash. And he knows he's going to be the actual person that's going to create him. The even more crazy thing is when the particle accelerator exploded, I thought that the visual effects and the way they actually did this episode, it was really good. And the other thing about this episode is that the elongated man was not in this episode at all. Like, it was funny because I was telling Alicia, I was like, oh, Wally came back. Elongated man's not here. So it's just like, not that I'm hating on Elongated Man, but every time I look at him, and I'm like, you would be a really good Joker. That's every time I look at him, I see like you'd be a really good Joker. You joke around most of the time, but it's like, I think the way that they took Wally out, put him in, and then now they got Wally back and took him out, it served the episode better, because this wasn't an episode to have a lot of comedic stuff, because the whole essence behind it was that, Barry had in his bones this feeling that this man was dangerous, or there was something that was off. It was like all the clues were there, he just couldn't put it together, because Barry's mind does function very fast. But as fast as Barry's mind is, it's still not faster than his. And so all throughout the episode, every step of the way, it made Barry look implicated. It made him look bad. It made him look like he was crazy, essentially. And to be quite honest with you, because Barry went in writing one more time, Barry could go to jail. They could prosecute him. So that's going to be even more interesting. We're not going to find out anything until after the Crisis X situation, because they always do this. They always have like this kind of mid-season thing where they do the crossovers. So anything that's happening in the episode is irrelevant until after the fact. So we're not going to find out until much later, but it's going to be interesting to see why he had all these other metahumans position themselves in this situation specifically for Barry. But if anything that I can take away from it, he needs Barry's body. It's not just he's planning it. It's not just I think. I know for a fact he needs Barry's body, because Barry's body is able to keep up with the speed of his mind. And I think, matter of fact, I don't know enough in the comics, but I think that something like that along the lines happens. So, to me, this is a great episode. I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't cheesy. It wasn't corny. It was plot driven. Barry, or Grant Gustin, did some great acting. They actually had a good acting moment with DeVoe. Specifically, his wife did a really good job in acting. And it was just interesting to see, Barry not all irate and crazy, but really making sense. But it's just like there's no proof there, and it just kind of is just digging himself deeper and deeper and deeper. So they had that really dope conversation of the minds, and DeVoe just like, look, you can't stop me, kind of thing. So I actually really dug this episode. Hopefully y'all did as well. Hope y'all enjoyed this review. I will be putting out my reaction a little bit later on tonight. Keep it locked. JVS ain't gonna stop. Y'all have a blessing. Peace, guys.